one of us. But let's see if the stream will even start, because the SGDQ is running right now, so the stream might just not work. Because whenever Twitch has a whole bunch of viewers, it just implodes for some reason.
Doesn't function.
Yeah.
Is it bad that I don't even know what the SGDQ is?
Well,
Summer Games Done Quick.
It's just a speedrunning thingy.
Oh, that. Okay.
Yeah, you know what that is. You know what that is.
I know. Yeah.
Yeah. Is this a
Who's the best speedrunner? What's her name now?
What? The best speedrunner?
Can you be the best speedrunner at everything?
Game.
But how can you be? Yeah, how can you be the best speedrunner when there's so many games to speedrun knowing?
No, the best. You're the best at everything.
The best at every game?
At every game, at every speedrun game. Yep.
That'd be pretty crazy.
That's something to aim for, right there.
We need to get some Guild Wars speedruns going. Imagine that.
Do what?
Yeah.
What are you talking about? Everything's been done.
Guild, like no. I don't mean like dungeons. I mean like fucking dungeons. Like do the whole story. Like speedrun the story.
That's also been done.
Has it?
Yeah, and why would people want to do that?
Who did the story?
The stories were even in the what's it called, dungeon tournament back in the days.
Holy shit, dude. No. I mean like the personal story.
Oh, goodness gracious.
No, I don't mean like that. I don't mean the story dungeon.
I thought it was the...
I mean the personal story. Get to.
Oh, so exciting.
Yeah, it would be intense.
Exciting speedrun.
Yeah, it would be crazy. Just think about that, because I mean, I really wish, you know, the guy who did map completion speedrun. I really wish he'd recorded that.
There's like hundreds of those people.
Yeah, but he did it in like 18 hours, dude. How is that even remotely possible?
I have a dude in my guild who keeps doing those, actually.
Oh, you gotta hook me up, man. How is... Like, it was less than 24 hours, man.
It's like it's an art at this point.
Damn.
A weird
I don't know.
It's an art.
There's a guide that they put out too for it.
Yeah, and you can get the you can get an overlay as well. You can get...
Oh fuck! Well, hey, fuck! If you use an overlay, then
you can get an overlay for it as well. But I mean,
and it's really easy.
I mean, it's like map completion is not exactly challenging.
It's really challenging to me.
But,
I struggle with its difficulty.
Yeah, it's challenging to not want to kill yourself by the 18th hour.
Wow,
why it's a challenge.
Wow, Inks.
They don't do it in one row though. They just immediately log out of the character so that the timer only counts for that. So there is like, here's an hour of completely super min-maxed situation of gathering blah blah or doing whatever the map completion is, and then logging out and doing something else for like a week.
Yeah.
But that's the challenge, doing it for 18 hours.
Doing it all in one go. I just love to see a stream. I'd love to see I'd love to see someone stream that and just do map completion 18 hours, and I would go, holy shit, that's actually really impressive. God damn, that's really good.
18 hours
should do
straight
it. That's a great stream thing to do for you.
Yeah, but I would take way longer.
All the views.
I would take way longer than 18 hours there, and I'd just fall asleep. Yeah. So I was like, it's not gonna. It would not be a good stream, man.
Makes sense.
Yeah. Aside from that, I mean, what's going on right now, guys? We're just waiting for stuff to happen.
I was about to say, what do we got? Why are we gathered here today?
We're gathered here today to remark upon how nothing's happening, and also to consider the future. You know.
Consider the future. How spoilerish do you, like? I'm guessing we're talking about.
Yeah, come on, like if
episode 6 and
yeah, dude, episode 6, the expansion,
possible expansion,
the World versus World relink. Yeah, that's also exciting as well.
Oh boy.
Hey, yeah, we're with you, Deroir. You're with us.
I have gotten nothing but flag ever since that last fucking podcast.
How dare you have an opinion on World versus World?
You need to talk about World versus World.
I mean, people are treating me like I'm the worst human being alive. Like I've told them something completely horrific. I don't think it was that horrific. It was just a great
just your
discussion,
opinion,
I guess.
No, they didn't get it at all. They missed the point completely. That's the issue.
I mean, to be fair, I've thought of, since everyone's been throwing shit at me ever since, I've thought a lot about it as well. Okay, we can talk about X-Pac after this. I'm gonna.
No. We got
just for a second.
We got to talk a bit about World versus World. This is. I mean, everyone knows I'm a World versus World streamer now, anyway. So we might.
Exactly.
Yeah, super serious. Serious.
I mean,
commanding
Teapot. Raging Teapot.
What are you talking about?
Telling people not to show up, Teapot.
I mean, yeah, that did happen.
I'm actually really surprised how fast you went into that extreme mentality. Like the commander screaming, shouting, being really extremely toxic. It went from 0 to 100.
I'm sorry, man. Hey, these people cannot even perform basic tasks like standing on top of me. I mean, how hard can it be to use WASD, man? And we always say, you know, we always have the talk, right? You're a World vs. World commander, and you've got to set up with the Guardians. Right? You have the talk, right? So Guardians, don't everyone use all your stability at once, you know? Don't everyone use it all at once. They all use it all at once anyway, and then everyone just gets CC'd and died. It's fucking ridiculous, dude. It's cancer. It's AIDS.
But you were excitable the other day. You were not having any of the nonsense.
Well, no, I mean,
you were very angry at me as well.
It was. Well, I mean, yeah, because you were just like trolling Kevin. I mean, that's just besides.
I died once. You got really mad.
Yeah.
That's how it goes.
Because you're noob as fuck. But please continue. Please continue, Deroir.
No limit here. All right. Well, I mean, I've thought a lot about it, especially like because a lot of people seem to think that I don't realize what they think World vs. World is about. Like that I don't really see their point of view. A lot of people are pointing out the fact that World vs. World is not for the rewards, which I completely, fully understand. That a lot of players feel that way. It's there for the fun. It's there for. I mean, all the first games ever made, like Super Mario, Zelda, all of those, they were all based on just intrinsic values, and that was super cool games. It's just not for me, right? And I kind of feel the same way about World vs. World. I don't really have that intrinsic value. I don't share it. I understand that a lot of people do have it, and it's a great feature of the game, but I kind of just want to be drawn in by something else. And my only real quarrel with the system right now is just that it's too easily gamed. Like the only way for me to play for rewards is by gaming the system, because it's, I mean, just too easy.
Yeah.
And that's basically it. But yeah, a lot of people seem to have gotten really spiteful against me.
Nah, it's just the salt. It's just the salt, right? Because they finally the tables have turned, right? So for years, the World vs. World players have kind of been the ones getting no loot and basically fuck all rewards and having to do a lot more work for exactly the same thing. But now, you know, now the shoe is on the other foot. They look at that pleb who comes in, who's getting 1 pip per tick, and they're just kind of pointing and laughing at him. It's like, now we're the ones who get the rewards. And you get fuck all. You get nothing.
Right, but that hurts their game mode, not helps it.
Yeah, I actually did mistakenly try and have the conversation with some World vs. Worlders, and it ended up with me basically telling them, yeah, your attitude is game mode suicide. And then actually they agreed with me. Yeah. That's the thing. They agreed with me that their attitude was game mode suicide. But they still didn't change it. They still didn't care.
Yeah. I think in general there's just a lot of just split opinions and everything within the World vs. World community itself. I mean, they all want rewards, but they don't want them to be easy. They don't want them to be there. They kind of just want them to be. I don't know. I can't really figure out exactly what everyone wants because everything seems so split.
They don't want new players. They advocate for better rewards, but not when it's easy to get for new players, and they don't want new players because they're noobs. Well, people got to learn. They played this game.
I can't hear anything in case you guys are.
Wait, what?
What?
There we are. I'm back. Lost internet for a second.
So my experience has been they do want new players, but they want you to learn the game mode and play. It depending on your server, really depends on the server that you're on, but they want you to play on. They want you to play what is deemed meta. Well, they don't want you running around doing whatever the hell you want. They don't want you running weird, ineffective builds that is just going to make you a rally bot or useless in a lot of situations. And some of them can be more strict than others in that regard, but you know, you may not you may not be exactly desired in their group, but you can still run alongside of them if that's really your thing. You don't need to necessarily be in the group. It means that you won't get that group support, which is pretty important for World vs. World, but it depends on what you want to invest into the game mode as to what you're going to get out of it. I think that the ticket system is pretty imbalanced. I think that the pip system is still imbalanced. I think outnumbered is still imbalanced. Apparently ArenaNet's looking into those things, but they don't really have a history of doing so quickly. So in the meantime, just keep doing whatever you need to do to get the diamond each week. Just gain the outnumbered for a lot of people, I guess.
You gotta get those outnumbered pips, man. You know, those outnumbered pips. That's what you want. And honestly, I'm not totally sure. I don't know. I actually don't think they're really going to increase the rewards. I would like to see them buffed, personally. Honestly, let's just keep the World vs. World players happy. Keep it as it is, and keep it as like a giant grind. If like the newer you are, whatever. I don't really care about that. But then again, maybe some people do. Because honestly, I don't really care about the rewards, and people don't seem to appreciate this about me. I actually do really like the game mode. I get that a lot of people just kind of want to get the swag, but I actually do really like the game mode. I was playing. I was playing before the system was even announced, right? And a lot of people conveniently forgot that in the YouTube comment section. But that's besides the point, right? I'd just like to see just increase the rewards all around. Put some gold in there. Put some Grandmaster marks in there. Like, why are they not in there?
Yeah.
They're in PvP. Why are they not in? Like, there's no real excuse why they aren't in the chats, I don't think. But
it just doesn't seem streamlined. It doesn't seem like the PvP rewards are in sync with the World v World rewards.
Yeah.
Just seems like they're two extremely separate teams who are using the same technology, but are having completely different rewards.
Yeah. I just don't. I think it's quite unlikely that we're going to see any change there realistically. At least not for a while, anyway. I think they're kind of.
I don't like. Yeah. Speaking of any changes, I don't think we're actually going to see any real. Maybe minor tweaks here and there, or something with episode 6, but we're not going to see anything really major come to World vs. World at all till the X-Pack.
I think not even with the expansion.
Well, I mean, could be older than I mean, I'm heavily expecting them to be throwing out a third map someday. Just to have all the Borderlands in order. And with that, I think some changes might come, bigger or small, but at least some. I don't know, like, I can't really say that we're gonna get a third Borderland with the X-Pack without immediately questioning myself and whether that's actually on their agenda. I don't really think that a lot of the ArenaNet staff really wants to necessarily put out more Borderlands or more World vs. World, like large-scale World vs. World updates for a while. But maybe that's just me. But at the same time, I think that they kind of should, and they probably are going to. I don't know. I'm really split on the subject, but I wouldn't be surprised to see that with the Papaya X-Pack.
I think this will be the last.
What's really interesting. Go ahead, Modremoth.
I think this will be what we saw today with the competitive pack. Is the last update we're gonna get for PvP and World vs. World, the last major update. I don't think we're gonna get a new World vs. World map. I do think we're gonna get some new PvP maps, but afterwards, I think it's kind of over for both of them.
Yeah, I mean, if anything, everything, the entire community shows that most of the, or at least the interest of the most of the community, the largest part of the community, is on the PvE side. So their money would be probably best spent focusing on one aspect, but I don't think that they're actually going to pull the plug on anything at all.
Well, I mean, that's, some people could debate that they pulled the plug a long time ago.
Well, they're not. I don't think they're not going to shut it down. They're not going to shut it down.
No. Of course not. They just stopped developing for it, or they stopped developing in any sort of big way. And that's sort of been my fear. We got this reward update to World vs. World, which didn't really didn't really change World vs. World. It brought attention to it, and it brought some people in to at least look at the rewards and such. But I feel like, you know, you got people's attention, which is a good thing, but now you need to actually continue that. You need to back that up with, you know, more changes to the actual game mode or more updates to the actual game mode to keep it evolving and to fix some of the inherent problems with it. I think it's a bit of a shame that they didn't do a small World vs. World balance update specifically aimed at that like they do for structured PvP, for example. But I'm not super confident that the resources are being directed in that way.
I mean, we still know that the whole resurgence, World vs. World resurgence thing was on the table at one point, and we could expect that, or we can potentially expect ArenaNet to be lying on a lot of resources for potential World vs. World updates that they just haven't put out, or at least a lot of ideas here and there. I think I wouldn't be surprised to find that they have a huge library of things that they actually want to put into World vs. World, but they are either waiting for the right moment, or they're clustering more things together, or they're refining it to, like, that would be cool. But at the same time, I also wouldn't be surprised if they didn't. I mean, it's a really split scene at the moment. I don't know where their focus actually lies, but we know that it did at one point for a long time.
Yeah, and I think we'll see some minor changes, but I think in terms of actual additional systems, I think it's kind of unlikely. For a while, at least.
There shouldn't be any, like, additional systems. We can't keep piling on top of this. Like, we all
add more systems.
We got the participation system, which was flawed from the very beginning. I mean, what I find to be the most crazy thing actually about the participation system was that it was demonstrated time and time again that the participation system was broken in every aspect of the game, PvE included, but it was never fixed anywhere else than in the PvE scene. So the World vs. World thing still lingers as this flawed entity that's never been touched upon, which is the most crazy thing, because for 2 years now it stayed flawed, and then they build on top of it, put pips into it. I don't know what they expected. But yeah, sorry, I went on a tangent there, but still.
I don't know. I think this was a pretty solid first attempt, but I think they need to refine that system that they put in place now. And unfortunately, those things don't seem to happen quickly. So in the meantime, because my computer's been real crappy lately, unfortunately, I haven't been able to play actual World vs. World. So I've been reduced to just taking camps and killing yaks and killing guards. And
feels bad, man.
All that mundane nonsense just to get my participation up and try and find an outnumbered map and literally just sit there. And it is so boring, but it's way more rewarding than actually playing the 3 weeks that I played, where I'm actually trying to do stuff.
Here's the thing, though. I don't know. I think this is where this is where you have to learn, maybe appreciate the intrinsic value of it. Because have you guys ever played in a Clown Fiesta squadron where you've got 25 Salt members just going crazy, memeing, and you're trying to just dunk fools in a big zerg and carry your server? Okay, because that's the fun of World versus World. You gotta play with your buddies. You gotta play with friends. Like, why would you play solo? It's trash solo. It's like horrible. And I mean,
I actually kind of. Speaking of playing in the solo scenario, I have kind of felt pushed out of some Zergs at times just because of what I said last time.
Oh God, no! They don't recognize you, do they?
I had a commander. I had a commander, obviously, just or very obvious to everyone, saying, "Say chat, you're not welcome in this squad.
Wow,
it's only for real world spoilers."
That is hilarious.
And I was like, "All right, I'm just gonna die here, right beside you."
That would trigger me so hard, but that is
it's kind of funny. I was laughing. It was funny. But like the thing is, like, I really enjoy actually playing in some of the Zerg fights, and World vs. World can be super fun. And I played for quite a few hours in a row, But then it gets to a point where I can't keep going after like 4 hours or something, but I still need the participation. And I can go for like 4 hours, 2 days in a row, 3 days in a row. That's fine. But I still need to hit the cap of like 22 hours.
Yeah, it's a grind. It's
so I'm still
hell
gonna,
of a grind, man. It's
I'm still gonna
grind every week.
Regardless of how actively I'm actually playing, when I'm playing, I'm still forced to stay there for X amount of hours.
I have yet to hit diamond.
Same.
I really only, and it's going to get worse. It's going to get worse as it goes on because of real life stuff. But when I didn't have work and stuff like I do now, I only had 18 hours a week to really play, and I spent all my time in World vs. World trying to hit diamond. And because of my rank and because of just multiple other things, 18 hours just wasn't enough for me to hit it without doing outnumbered constantly, which I didn't want to do because I wanted to actually play.
Yeah.
Hard to believe, but I actually have fun, like Teapot said, playing with other people and enjoying World vs. World as a group,
Yeah. And
way more enjoyable that way, for me anyway.
Yeah,
so,
I really like it. I really like it a lot, actually. It's a lot of fun to play with people.
But it's a lot less rewarding. I just don't think that's true, though. I don't think that's really accurate. I mean,
it's not true for us.
I mean, well, I don't know. For some reason, we have like the most stacked server imaginable because I don't know these relinks, man. These relinks.
It's absolutely insane. Valley, Underworld, and Gunnersold.
Oh my god! We've got like by far the most stacked link imaginable, and we're in the lowest tier because their system is designed in a foolish way, and we're just kind of rolling over everyone, and they can't do anything because we have way more people than them, and we're way more organized than them. We are actually the fun police. I'm not even joking. Like right now, our server is the fucking fun police, and I really hate that. I wanted to get a lower population link so we could just actually have even fights, but now it's actually impossible for us to have even fights because of how many more we have. It's just depressing as fuck. And yeah, exactly. You know what Vabi does? The Vabi commanders kick medium classes from their squad.
Yes, they do.
Yeah, it's not uncommon.
Wow. Okay.
I see it happen. I see it happen when there's when a squad is full. I see it happen on JQ from time to time.
It's just
druids who are playing minstrel like I do sometimes get a pass, but if there's really enough of the mainstay classes, which are not thieves and druid/ranger, then they get kicked first because they're less useful.
They're expendable, yeah.
I don't know. Wait, it's just insanity.
What is this Reddit thread about? Somebody can ArenaNet reverse a server transfer. Was that straight up bullying?
What do you mean?
Probably. Hold on, let me read it. I think this is a thief that got kicked from a Zerg.
That's fucking hilarious.
Right, they told me that thieves are illegal.
They're not wrong.
Yeah. Thieves are what? Illegal.
Oh my god.
That's pretty funny.
Wow, that's good. It's great. It's wonderful. It's all good. I mean, Thief isn't even bad. NG isn't even bad.
Wow, their squad wasn't even full. Oh man, that's. Whew.
Yeah, you
gotta
make sure you hide your silhouette so they don't know what type of class you are. They're just not gonna have any idea. If you don't have the trench coat, they're not gonna recognize you.
Anything other than the trench coat, yep.
Yeah.
Squad's not even full and they won't let you join. Yeah. Feels bad.
I don't know, man. It's just
it's the ArenaNet agenda. If you don't want to get kicked, you have to wear an outfit, and you have to buy those outfits.
I can kind of understand it if it was going to be a really close fight. If you know what, guys, we're going to be in a really close fight, so we need like the strongest composition we can get. But we're in tier 5 right now. The players we're against are basically NPCs. They're basically NPCs. You know, there's nothing they can do, and we have way more than them. So why not just bring the thief and the druid along? It's just so ridiculous.
Yeah,
but I don't know, man. It's a goddamn clown fiesta. The relink is an absolute clown fiesta, I have to say.
Is that for everyone though? Like, I mean,
oh, it is for us.
Yeah, I mean, yeah.
I think all the other links are basically. I don't know. As I understand it, I think all the other links are kind of like, oh yeah, okay, it's fine. But the giant clown fiesta is Vabi.
Yeah.
Yeah, it wasn't Underworld Tier 1? Yeah, that's the whole point, right? We were actually we were linked with Gandara, which was Tier 1, rank 1 server even. And then we got relinked with Vabi and Gunnar's Hold, so... But Vabi has never been a host server or something like that, so it starts all the way from the bottom in Tier 5. So we have, by far, the most stacked server in Europe, in the lowest rank possible, against, like, the low population, low organization servers, and it's just... It's a giant clown fiesta. Yeah, in fact, we were actually trolling.
Give me a second, I'm just gonna fucking slap a mosquito here.
Oh shit, kill that shit. You know, it was actually ridiculous. We were actually trolling. We had all of our Char start using Charzuka versus our opponent. Oh my god!
There's blood all over my wall now. It's bit me.
Savage killer.
What a bastard.
What the fuck?
Is this self-harm on stream?
That's
shit's fucking nasty.
Yeah, that is fucking nasty, dude. What the fuck?
Well, there's that.
Wow.
I'm gonna have to fix my wall. Give me a second. Yeah. Jesus.
Oh
you know, you paint that wall white and then the first mosquito fucking ruins it.
Yeah, that actually, you see what just happened there, guys? That was actually, that was live gameplay. That was a pre-recorded gameplay of Vabi versus Abaddon's Mouth. Seriously. That is just what happened. Slapped. That's what we did to them on reset, okay? Oh my god, on reset. Oh!
Oh no. Oh, please don't mention reset. Like, holy shit.
Reset was horrible. They were actually bullying the Stents, one of the infamous commanders, I would say.
The best
he was actually just bullying the other servers. It was at the point where I believe... Ring of Fire and Abaddon's Mouth had single-figure ticks. Okay, so like Vabi was up to like nearly everything on every single map. We were over 400 tick or something like that.
Wow.
And Stents was just standing at their spawn, firing trebs at them. I don't even know, man. They were upgrading their keeps to tier 3. It was horrible, man.
Sounds fun for the opposite team.
It was horrible.
I mean, the opposite team has just quit sometimes. Like, you see their entire Zerg, and then you win, like, 3 fights from them, and they all quit. Because you don't see them again for, like, the rest of the hour.
Yeah, they just go away.
Wow.
It was wonderful.
It's really sad.
Yeah. There's been great screenshots on EB of everything is capped. Like, everything was red, fully red. Nothing. Not even a camp, guy. Oh.
Balanced.
Feels bad, man, but it's fine. We got 1 up, 1 down, right? So we'll escape kind of quickly, I guess.
It's fine. It will take 4 weeks to have fun again.
It will. Well, I mean, maybe some of the mid-tier servers can be good, but maybe not in fights though, because they're just not going to have the numbers. We're going to get that to tier 1. Yeah, we're going to get to tier. Honestly, I don't know. I'm not sure if many servers can actually really effectively fight Vabi. Realistically, it's
look at that. Yeah. Look at what Rima just posted. Isn't that amazing?
It's pretty brutal stuff. But honestly, I don't know.
Wow,
if you're, I think you just got to get into the group stuff, and that's when you can truly kind of appreciate the intrinsic side of World vs. World for the gameplay itself. Deroir, you need to come hang with us, dude. Come and join our clown squad.
I've actually thought a lot about it, and now that we're actually on the same.
Yeah, you got me for 2 months, man.
Link.
You got the best.
Fucking A.
Yeah.
Now I don't have to lose my commitment pip.
Yeah. Just don't try any dueling again, otherwise the memes are just gonna...
Don't try to run behind us and die all the time.
Don't try and take all those dank 1v5s again.
It's kind of like, right when I was just joining you guys for shits and giggles, I was just running my PvE shit. I know you guys were screaming that, you should have the right build, and I was like, fuck it, I ain't getting the right build.
Wow.
No way. But I've upped my game here. I've actually got proper builds and armor and everything ready on several characters. I'm fight ready for everything.
What classes have you got?
Guardian and Revenant. That's basically the things that I'm playing right now.
You got that Celestial Guard? You got that Selly Guard? Hmm?
I've got that legendary armor, mate.
Oh, it doesn't even matter. Yeah, you can just switch it over. Yeah, that's good.
I'm actually playing commanders. I find that to be a lot more stronger. But that's because I always deviate from the Zerg. Yeah. I'm horrible. I always just...
You don't stand on tag.
Away from it.
Oh my god.
Deroir is a pug.
Deroir, no.
I'm horrible.
Deroir, don't do this.
I see people...
Where are you? What are you playing commanders? You're playing Commander's Guardian?
Yeah. The power, the extra boon duration. Yeah.
But let's look at the boon duration. You've got durability runes, you got the food, you got concentration sigil, and you got rev. You don't need any duration.
I ain't running the concentration sigil on my Guardian. There's no way I'm gonna.
Why not?
Waste
What else are you gonna run?
I think on my staff I'm running what's it called, those platinum and doubloons or whatever.
Platinum doubloons.
Boots is infected.
The thing is, my staff was only ever made. The Bifrost was only ever made just to stack might before a fight if there was no one in a dungeon or something.
So you'll run platinum doubloons, but you won't run concentration sigil.
No, because the concentration sigil only activates in combat. So if you're pre-stacking, it doesn't matter. It doesn't make any difference.
Well, you don't want. It's not about the priest. It's not about the priest. Like it's like getting the extra stability duration.
But for me, it is.
Wait, what? Okay.
The staff was only ever made for dungeons and fractals and stuff. I couldn't be asked to make another one with the concentration sigil. No.
Ooh.
Well, you don't have to make another one. It'll just drop, and you can just choose staff.
Yeah.
I just if legendaries get the same, if legendary weapons get the same treatment as armor, I'm buying concentration sigils first thing.
Please.
Okay.
Don't worry about that.
Yeah.
Please, ArenaNet. Please.
Nah,
just
they
join
won't.
us. Just join us, Deroir, in glorious combat, and we'll make Underworld great again. Just as I smash my microphone to a million pieces. It's gonna be great. It's gonna be great. It's gonna be terrific. Okay. Yeah. I don't know. I've
been having a lot of fun. Anyway,
yeah. You've been having fun, Inks?
I have.
Just with a bit of cheeky roaming, getting those.
No. When I'm with groups, I've been having fun. I'm not a roamer. I don't enjoy playing the outnumbered game. But when I'm with groups and we can actually find fights, then I've been having a lot of fun.
Yeah.
Now you just need to play a real class.
No, I refuse.
And then you're really gonna serious, man. I cannot believe you deleted your Rev. Rev is so much fun in World versus World, man. Hammer Revenant is just the most busted shit ever in World versus World. If you're playing, you play basically full Berserker, and you just demolish people with every single one of your abilities. It's amazing.
Maybe I'll bring Rev back when I make Legendary Heavy Armor, but not until then.
Yeah.
Speaking of Revenant and potential, I'm gonna segue this. Don't worry. Inks, have you made Chuka and Champawat yet, or do you wanna?
Yeah, for the next legend, yeah.
Do you wanna make that with me?
Believe it or not, those leaks. I guess I'll feel bad if they turn out to not be true. Those leaks are one of the reasons I deleted Revenant.
Wait, did you really?
Did you actually delete?
Yeah,
it?
You only have Ranger. He only has Ranger.
I deleted it.
He deleted all.
I deleted it.
What the fuck?
Like a month before the World vs. World stuff came out.
I mean, I got frustrated and mad with it too, but there's no way I'm gonna delete it. I mean, I'm gonna at least try it out beforehand. I mean, I am gonna make Chuka and Champawat regardless, and I am gonna test it, see if it works in any way, shape, or form, if I like it or not, and then I'm gonna throw out.
I mean, I could be totally wrong, but it has. I don't know. It's weird. It has very little interest for me currently. I mean, maybe my mind will change, and then I'll just remake it. Who cares? But I did start to work on Chuka and Champawat, but I don't know if we ever talked. I think we probably talked about this plenty before, but I feel like the legendary system is really crappy the way they set it up.
It's super easy to game though. If you're more than one person, it's so easy to game. Just having people on different maps with different events going here and there, always just jumping back and forth. I've done it a couple of times with the new legendaries. Is really
well. So that's not really
that's why I'm trying to recruit you here.
So my problem is this. So I started doing Chuka and Champawat, right? And I did part 1, and I had a lot of fun. One of the better legendaries, maybe the best, in fact. But it's certainly one of the better legendaries as far as that the whole story aspect of it, the lore aspect of it. Tracking down the tigers, I felt really bad after killing them. But
wow,
tracking down the tigers and learning about what was going on with them and everything, had a lot of fun. And then you get to part 2, and it's like, well, I know you were having fun playing the story, but go fuck yourself and craft this for like 2 months. So,
but that's
unless you
everything.
have gold to get past it.
That's with everything.
So
I'll throw
my
you
thing is this,
a small loan of $1 million.
My thing is this though.
It is expensive.
Let players do the story, not interrupt it because it's good, and then put the crafting at the end of it.
Yes, I agree with that.
Like backload it, right? So that you can just enjoy the story, enjoy the journey, and then say, okay, you're done with the story. You've now hit this paywall that you have to get through, and then go craft your legendary, which is a bullshit way to do it anyway. And the new ones don't even have that. It's just
that's why
paywall
you've got to make sure you have all the gold so you can just go through it uninterrupted.
Yeah, right. But even then, even if you have, let's just pretend you have all the gold, and now you still got to take a break for an hour or whatever it takes you to do all that. Maybe it's less than an hour. I don't know. And then you still got to go through this whole crafting nonsense, and then you're back to story, right? It's just this. It interrupts the story, and not in any sort of good fluid way.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I see what you mean.
I did the Hope collection, and after like the 2 parts, I quit because I didn't want to do the crafting. So I never know how that story ended because I had fun collecting everything.
It ends with a weapon.
Yeah, I know.
Spoiler.
Thanks, Deroir. Now I don't have to go back to it.
Yeah, you end up making a legendary weapon at the end. Nice.
Nah, but I enjoyed going around the world, doing like the jumping puzzles and shit with my friends, but once we got to the crafting, like 2 of them quit immediately because they play casually, and I just kept going. But after the 3rd collection or 2nd collection, I was just done doing it.
I sound lazy as fuck.
Yeah, you're lazy.
Start. Yeah, I am lazy as fuck. That's not untrue, but that has nothing to do with anything I just said. Go back and just watch what I just said. It has nothing to do. It's about interrupting the story in the middle of it.
Yeah, he doesn't say that he minds doing.
Yeah, it has nothing to do.
Crafting.
Even if you're
the crafting part, which is still stupid. It's pointless. It doesn't feel legendary at all. But it has to do with the fact that you put together a good story, and you put a stupid crafting part in the middle of it that is going to gate people out for an extended period of time, unless you.
It's not even the thing is it's not even about the gold. It's also if you don't have the geodes or you don't have the like you need 400 geodes for each, and you need 1,000 bandit crests. That's at least 3, maybe 4 hours in dry top, plus however many hours I don't even know in
silver wastes,
which is just a pain in the ass to begin with. I mean, I understand why they put it like that because those 2 maps were out for so long while people had nothing to play. But I mean, I for one have completely run dry of bandit crests, and I actually that's one of the things that's stopping me completely dead from. Craft or making the second or getting through the 2nd step of Chukan Jump. It's just I'm not gonna go to Silver Waste. I think I'm missing like 400-ish.
That's not that much though, is it? I don't know.
I don't know. The thing is,
can't you just abuse?
Like an hour.
Can't you just abuse Silver Waste anyway? You can just like teleport into.
I absolutely hate Silver Waste.
Really? You can just always do the end
Crusher,
event.
You're just totally missing the point. It has nothing to do with having the materials or planning it out or any of that stuff. It has to do with the fact that the story is interrupted in the middle of it, and you're asked to go off and do other things. None of that matters. It doesn't matter if you only needed 1 shard or 1 bandit crest. None of that matters. The amount doesn't matter. What matters is that the story is interrupted by crafting.
Yeah.
It's just bad design, period.
Wow.
Sorry, but it is.
Yeah.
So
the reason that it's there is because they want you to have a material and gold dump and to force you into maps that are basically dead most of the time.
Well,
that's not necessarily a bad thing.
Yeah, I mean, the idea behind that is good, right?
It's how you disrupt the pace of it is what matters.
So would you like to have it like even more distributed, or just all of the...
No, just have it
all
at
at the end. But wouldn't it...
I'll just bundle it together.
But wouldn't it be kind of good to have it just more interspersed then? So instead of like having to take a massive break, you just have it...
That feels so horrible. That feels so horrible. The big dump, dump is amazing. It gets it over with. It's done out of the way.
Yeah.
There's not even interesting story that intertwines you to make you go to dry top to collect bandit crests and geodes and all this other stuff, right? There's not even an interesting story that sends you to those places. It's just, you need to craft X number of these, go do it, and you need to go to these places. It's just stupid.
Yeah, the crafting feels very discontinued from like the actual story bit.
Anyways, I think I think we're kind of beating a dead horse here because I don't think that's gonna change anytime soon.
They're not gonna remake it. They're not gonna remake
But
it.
I'm just saying.
But I can hear. I'm not gonna convince you, Inks, to do a collaborative stream and get that Chukan Chumbawat. That's okay. You're only disappointing me a little bit.
Wow, I've already got Chuka. I barely even use it, but it's a good weapon. It's a really good weapon, actually. I think it's a really good legendary.
It's one of the best new ones.
Feels good, man. Yeah, it is good. Yeah.
But yeah,
no one new legendaries. We got legendary sword, right? There's gonna be legendary sword because Ellie's gonna get sword, guys.
The next one is not gonna be the legendary sword. The next one is gonna be the focus. I guarantee you.
To replace the.
I mean,
why would you replace the minstrel? That's the real question.
Because it's a rooster harp.
What I really want is a tome. I want a tome. Yeah.
Yeah, a bit.
Flameseeker Prophecy.
Wouldn't that be a little bit like Flameseeker there? A little bit.
Yeah, but like, not really. There's already tomes in the game. You just hold them. They don't open. There's nothing really exciting about them. The design of them is actually really weak because they kind of tailor the book to just be held in a string, so you don't have to change the animation or anything. I would love to see a changed animation for a potential legendary tome. Also, it would fit amazingly for a guardian.
Yeah,
and I want that.
And when they bring tomes into the
firebrand,
but you'll get a tome in your hand anyway.
Oh, auto tome? But no, that would be, no, they're not going to do that.
The tomes are floating in the air in front of you. I think they were back in the day.
You switch between 3 of them, I believe.
How could you possibly know that, Kevin?
My grandpa works at ArenaNet.
Oh, yeah.
Grandpa?
Yeah.
Grandpa Mo? Works
at
ArenaNet?
Grandpa Puppy Mo.
Yeah.
Half expansion.
Wow.
Oh boy.
Wait.
Wow.
Wait.
Wow.
Is he here?
Is he here? Yeah, is he here? Because he's sometimes in chat.
Is Deroir half expansion Mike?
Whoa, Deroir, are you half
Deroir
expansion Mike?
Is here. Deroir is here, but half expansion Mike isn't.
No, he isn't here.
Oh.
Wow. I have never seen Deroir and half expansion Mike in
the same room. Yeah. You got me there.
The same person.
I think we've just exposed you.
You got me there.
Yeah.
Exposed.
I think
he didn't want to make a video about all those unpopular opinions.
Wait,
he just posted on Reddit.
How is the crafting for the candlestick? Because I haven't even really gone anywhere near it.
It's easy. All the new legendaries, like it takes a second to make them.
You crafted Eureka insanely fast, right, Deroy? It was like more or less instantaneous. So
yeah.
You just
the only gate you have is the very first episode of every living story, all the new living stories, just so you get to the actual map. You buy the things you need there. You buy 290 of them. You go back to the what's it called? What's its face? The crafting station. You craft it. Yeah. There's nothing else.
And you just drop gold in it, and then it just
drop gold. You just drop. You drop like 20,000 elder wood and 20,000 mithril and done.
Wow.
I mean, it doesn't. It's actually really. I've had very weird experiences with the different weapons and armor and what's it called? The fucking backpacks. Right. The backpacks are actually the most weird ones. But the legendary weapons, they just feel like another weapon crafted now. It's just out of the way, done, cool.
The good news is most of them look terrible, so it doesn't matter.
What are you talking about? The new torch was amazing. It is amazing.
No.
Is it amazing?
No.
It's not amazing.
Trust me, it is amazing.
No.
It's okay. It's alright.
Anyone. True. Okay, it's not amazing. It's all right, but I think it's pretty cool. Anyone calling it a joke weapon or a silly weapon?
I'm not calling it a joke weapon. It's not a trash weapon.
I saw a lot of people calling it a joke weapon back when it came out. And I was like, this is super cool. Have you tried drawing it? Have you tried seeing it? Actually, it's really really cool. There's this super dark theme, like almost satanic theme around it.
Satanic.
Yeah, there's this pentagram right underneath Balthasar that keeps moving. It looks really cool. The footsteps are great. The animation explosion is
good animation.
Fucking awesome. It's one of the coolest draw effects of any legendary. It just
looks like
it's a candlestick.
Garbage.
Yeah,
it's a candlestick.
You know what the sad thing is?
it's not a quagga in a fishbowl, but you know.
Oh, you don't like that?
I love that one too.
Yeah.
Oh,
but why would you ever use Shushadu over Flameseeker Frosties?
Oh, because it's icy. I'm using Shushadu on my my Rev because of the
I know you fucking doing it.
I use the Flameseeker on my Guardian though, because it's thematically more fitting.
Deroir likes the animations and the draw effects and that stuff.
And the prettiness.
Somehow he's able to ignore the quagga in a fishbowl and the ship cannon.
But the thing is, like,
the candle, the cake candle. If we'd gone through
the ship is kind of weird to me, actually. I'm not gonna make that. But the Chuka and Jumbawat, speaking of Chuka and Jumbawat and Shushadu, if there was an achievement and a story tied to Shushadu, they would practically be identical. It would. They're just on the same level of seriousness. The end result is just you have a smiling quaggan in a fishbowl that actually, like, I mean, it looks gritty. There's gritty edges. The draw effect is cool and everything. It's just not red and glowing and fire. That's the difference. And I think a lot of people just see that fire and they're like, yeah, this is how this should be. I don't really necessarily agree.
No, they see a quagga in a fishbowl and just facepalm.
They're just like, oh no, please.
I thought it was amazing.
Remove.
Or they just
you know what I want the most for the sword
so much.
I want the sword to be a like a sand shovel.
Kill me.
You know how you use the shovel sand to fucking build sandcastles and shit. I want that partnered with Shushadu. That would be fucking amazing.
Please no.
Oh my god.
It's fucking awesome. Just to keep digging.
Yeah.
Keep digging a hole.
Digging a hole.
Digging a hole. Oh, yeah. I don't know. I mean, I guess it's kind of what people wanted, right? It's kind of sad, but people wanted to just skip all the bullshit anyway to a certain extent. People are very impatient with legendaries, so they just were like, yeah, fuck it. I just want to instacraft it. And there we go. Now you can instacraft the legendary.
I feel like part of the reason for that is the game's fault.
Wow.
Yeah,
because on day one, the legendary system wasn't legendary. And so now you can look at backpacks as another great example, right? Because the structured PvP backpack and the fractal backpack are much easier to obtain than what you need to go through for World vs. World.
No. Wait, we have completely different views on this. Actually, like the backpack. Speaking of the backpacks, I have a very weird feeling with these. All of these. The PvE one. The Ascension, right? No, wait, I don't remember. I don't use the skin. I don't know what it's called. But the PvE backpack
one.
The fractal backpack.
Fractal back.
I like having played Fractals for a long time and everything. I basically got that instantaneously. That never felt legendary to me. But at least there was something I had to do. There's something I had to overcome, even though the challenge modes and stuff were kind of meh, and they were super easy to overcome, especially if you kind of knew what you were doing. But one backpack that I always found to be like really, it felt legendary to me. It felt like you had to go through a lot of things to actually get it, was the PvP backpack. You had to win. The difference was that you had to win things. You couldn't just sit there. Right now, what we have with the Warbringer, the World vs. World one, you can literally lose every single skirmish. You can lose every single fight. You can never actually win anything. As long as you have the participation for every week for 23 weeks, then you have it. Done. You don't ever have to win anything. You don't ever have to actually show prowess or skill over anything. You just have to be there.
Right, but that's a problem with the game mode.
That's a problem with.
So weird.
It's a problem with the game mode, and that's why rewarding World vs. World has been so difficult for so long for ArenaNet, I think. I don't know. I have a much stricter, unpopular view on legendaries to begin with. I felt like for the structured PvP one, you should have had to hit legendary in one season at least, which you never have to do, by the way.
Nope.
I feel like in PvE, it was okay, but should have been more difficult than it was to get. And World vs. World is a completely different animal. It's time-gated.
It's purely time-gated.
It's extremely time-gated, so it feels worse than the other two. But because of the way that you're rewarded with pips and such, you don't actually need to do anything other than play the outnumbered game. So I don't know.
I mean, the thing is, like, even though the challenge in PvE was lackluster and the winning system in PvP was kind of it wasn't too extreme or anything, you still had to actually accomplish something, and not everyone could necessarily do that instantaneously. Not everyone was just winning, but at least you had to win. Right now, you can be bottom every single skirmish.
Trash.
You can be absolute trash, still get the backpack. There's no accomplishment. There's no feeling of accomplishment.
But then how would you fix that?
How would you fix it? I mean, the only proper way to actually fix that would be to instate some kind of karma train thing, achievement wise. But it's a flaw with the entire World vs. World game mode, where you don't want to incentivize karma training, but also if you want something prestigious, you have to be able to do something. But there's nothing to really prove that. I think what I'd bet my money on would to be one of the cooler things would just be tie it to actual skirmish prestige in some way. Like, you have to win skirmishes. And I think I know a lot of people are going to be against me on this one, especially given the fact that the system is designed so that even if you're losing, you still have a winning chance of getting your skirmish tickets. I strongly believe that winning skirmishes or placing high in skirmishes for a week or an entire relink or something should give you something. Should give you a tick on a sheet or something.
Then you're just gonna bandwagon.
Then you just bandwagon the dankest bandwagon.
And then we're immediately back to the old horrible routine of there's just something wrong with the entire reward structure in World vs. World, or how you can even reward anything in World vs. World.
Which is why I think there's such a such a sharp time
People
gauge.
have no attachment to their servers at all whatsoever.
No.
But we don't give
no
a shit.
honor.
All they
Some
want
people
is
do.
just yeah, but not enough people.
Not nearly enough people, but some people do. Yeah.
It's just not enough.
Yeah.
Anyways, we're always talking about World vs. World PvP.
It always gets back to World vs. World.
Yeah, it's always back to World versus World.
Let's talk about an
Some
actual
PvP?
interesting subject.
An actual interesting game mode, huh? All right, lay it down, Deroir. What you got for us?
I don't know. I've just seen so many threads about balance and World vs. World and PvP and everything. I'm just kind of tired of them. And I kind of just want to talk lore and stuff. I kind of just want to talk about
lore.
Lore.
Kevin likes lore.
Kevin likes lore. Kevin likes role playing.
Yeah.
Likes role playing. So how spoilerish can we be?
Well, just full spoilers. Full spoilers.
Okay.
It's been a while.
Anyone listening right now? How many people are listening? 230, or anyone watching in the future from YouTube? Hello, future people. Spoilers ahead.
We're gonna spoil.
Yeah, we're gonna spoil everything. We're gonna spoil Timey. It's gonna be a Timey themed tea time from now on.
Timey
can't wait.
But somebody please superimpose Ink's face onto Timey's body.
Yeah. Can we get an edit of that? Can we get an edit, please?
Please, somebody give me that.
Yeah. Wait. If someone does that, but before the end of the stream, you can have some useless currency.
Some clovers.
Have some clovers, dude.
For no giveaways.
TeaTimey. I love it.
TeaTimey, yeah.
TeaTimey. Oh, that was bad.
Well, it's
so
he always
I could actually have made an even better, and I just thought about it, an even better segue. Since Vabi is now the host server, we now for the first time ever have the Vabi Desert Borderland. Wow!
Whoa!
What?
This is why they did it. It's to expose the new expansion. It's to confirm the new expansion.
It is totally planned for. Yeah, we're going to the desert apparently, or it seems like that. That or somebody with extreme Photoshop skills have spent their entire life
winter
making this. Because it's really crazy.
How do you think we're gonna get? How do you think we're gonna get directed to the desert?
Well, that's the biggest question, isn't it? How the fuck are we gonna get there?
We got one episode. We got one episode to do it.
I'm very much of the opinion that episode 6 is statistically it should be taking place in the Shiver Peaks, right? That's just the flow of things. The story, everything. We're gonna be seeing Broham. Broham is gonna be pissed for a little bit that we made Jormak sleep. He's gonna rally the Norns anyways because he's pissed and he's a Norn and he has to make some mistake that leads into something else. So he's obviously gonna use his bow, go shoot Jormak, or go and entice Jormak into doing something, aggravate him in one way or another. It's gonna explode all into his face. Because of that, Kralkatorg is going to completely explode all over the place, and Timey's going to go, oh, I have a port back in my lab that goes directly to the fucking desert.
Obviously. So yeah,
that's how I get there.
Well, what if it just turns out that it's like even more ridiculous than that? You know, Bram's like, well, looks like we can't do Jormak. It's like, well, time to go get Kralkatorg. Let's fucking go. And he just marches off to the desert.
No.
He's already been proven in the story to not be rational. And
yeah,
I think
exactly. That would be
what
stupid.
They're kind of relying on that. So if we're in the Shiver Peaks, like we already know that the Bitterfrost Frontier apparently is very, very close to Jormak's lair. So it's not going to be, oh, we're going to teleport all the way up to the top of the Shiver Peaks like we kind of did with the submarine all the way down to the Fire Island chain and destroy or make Primordius sleep. So we are going to be moving just right above Bitterfrost Frontier, probably.
Bram gets corrupted and we put him down.
Hopefully.
I was going to say, what is the tipping point? We can't allow Bram to kill Jormak.
Yeah.
And he won't.
Yeah, we have to put him down because he's going to disrupt the entire universe. We have to take him out.
Yeah, that's going to be really great right there.
Yeah.
Imagine that.
I mean, I don't think that Guild Wars 2 is dark enough to flaunt that story.
Both. First off, kill his mother, and then next he's gonna.
But we can make it a little darker. It could be dark. It'll be good. We can have a little bit of a dark story, you know.
We can betray the Norn.
I mean, I think that would be great. We murder Bram, basically. And I don't have anything against Bram, but you can't let him kill Jormak.
No, he can't.
And he is not going to listen to reason. So
we're gonna have to take him out. We're gonna have to slay.
I don't think that anyone is really gonna die at this point. Anyone in Destiny's Edge 2.0, the whatever they actually decided to call the group, I still call them Destiny's
Dragon's Watch.
Dragon's Watch, that was the word. Because then there's going to be an underrepresentation of specific races, and that can't really happen in the X-Pack. Kind of.
We can get a new one. We can get a new one.
Why is there no Norn player character? That's super weird. Are they not liked, or like I'm speaking as any new player here coming in?
Well, we've got one too many humans, so
yeah.
Gotta deal with
Marjorie
that.
I'm kind of tired of those two. Like honestly, like in the middle, Lazarus is coming. Let's talk about a lesbian relationship, okay? For like 5 minutes. It's just stupid.
But at least, I mean, they have to talk about something. Like kill the silence with anything, right?
Yeah, but not with that.
It was unusual to have the little domestic going on, right? As we're like, come on, guys, we got to get some work done here.
Yeah.
Broham dies and Casimir becomes a Norn. That's
yeah, Casimir. Wait, yeah, she can just be an illusion or something and turn into a
totally.
It's good.
I've seen a roleplay about that.
She suddenly, her entire human appearance has just been an illusion all the time, and she's actually a big, fat, ugly Norn. That would be great.
Yeah, I feel like
a plot twist.
So Marjorie has almost died twice now.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
I feel like if she ever does die, nobody will care. I mean, I won't care. And not because I hate the character or dislike the character, but because she's almost been on the brink of death a couple of times and not died, that it's just like,
I think one of the few characters in Dragon's Watch that I actually kind of like is Marjorie.
Yeah.
The rest seem too extreme in every aspect. Rox can kind of be argued that she's very on the down low, but I think that's kind of why I don't really notice her around. She's kind of just
we've barely been anywhere near Rox for ages, man.
Yeah, both her and Casimir have been extremely underdeveloped in this season. Rocks being the most underdeveloped, I feel like.
Yeah. But to go off of the characters for just a second, I think for episode 6 we have. I know just a second ago I was speaking as if I knew the entire route of this. This is just guess. As far as I see it, there are 2 possible ways that we can go, and one is Balthazar and the other is Jormag, right? And Broham has to be tied into this in some way, kind of form,
right?
So I think the most likely, as we've seen it, is that Broham and Jormag is going to be present, and I'm actually, to a certain degree, I'm speculating whether or not Balthazar might become the center point of the next raids. Maybe this is going completely off.
But I think the community would fry you alive.
You might get in a little bit of trouble saying stuff like that, Deroir. Yeah, but whoa! What if they actually add infantile mode though, and then they can do it? Ooh. Then they can put it in the raids.
Just add clouds.
Yeah,
just do it.
What if they put infantile mode?
Worst largest sigh. No, but like, as far as I see it, and now we're going into very deep spoiler territory. If you guys have been looking at the new maps and stuff, the leaked maps, there is the Desolation map is the one that caught my attention the most, because that actually had the. Because I was sitting one day and I was superimposing all the old locations from Guild Wars 1 onto the new maps to see what was what and where everything was, and we seem to be going over an area which I would very easily be able to say, yeah, that's most definitely going to be a potentially next raid.
Yes.
And that is the Mouth of Torment.
Yes.
And if we're going to anywhere near the Mouth of Torment, what better story could you tell than the story of the gods, right?
That's going to be hinted at, right, as well.
We're literally going to the place where Abaddon first was defeated by the gods. If anything, we might be seeing all the old relics that we also saw in Guild Wars 1, like his giant sword lying there and his helmet lying there in the sand.
Yeah.
And did we actually close the portal back in the day? We don't actually know. Who knows? I mean, we probably
I assume
did.
so.
I mean, yeah, I assume so. Most people would assume so, but who knows? But anyways, we are going over that area, and I would not be surprised to see that be the entry point for the next raid. And so Balthazar seems like the obvious boss in
Why
there.
Would he...
They can't do it though. There's no way.
That's the only thought holding me back. They kind of can't. They can't go, oh, Lazarus was the boss, and then he goes into the living story, and then it all goes back into the raid again. It's kind of flip-flopping, and I think people would instantaneously just explode about that.
Yeah,
there are other stories to tell with the Mouth of Torment, especially given the fact that the demonic realm that or the tormented realm that Abaddon was caught in should now be Cormyr's realm, but who knows? I mean, at this point, if even the entry point is there, and if anything, I mean, this is all speculation because we haven't really gone there
for ages. I mean, who knows what's happened to it, right? It's been a while.
Yeah. Mithran says in the chat he'd like to have a fractal about the Battle of the Gods. I would love to have that.
We were supposed to get that.
We're supposed to get that, and I would love to see that. It's one of my all-time most wanted things in this entire game to come out. I want to see the Battle of the Gods. What did we get instead? We got the Aetherblade Fractal, guys.
The Aetherblade.
We got Thaumanova.
Aetherblade Fractal?
Yeah.
Wait, no, Thaumanova. Yeah, you're right. My bad.
Thaumanova and the Aetherblade.
I mixed the two around because they're very...
Yeah.
What will probably happen, I think, because I think Fractals will tie into the story in some way. I think we will get the third episode of the Fractal, so the third Fractal, dealing with the Asura. I think we'll get that episode 6. And then when the expansion launches, we will get the fourth Fractal, and that will be the Fall of Abaddon.
Yeah, maybe.
The thing is, I think Fractal in the end anyway. Then
I think hoping for anything actually new from the Fractal team is very is a very hopeful thought. They're very.
I don't want to hear that.
They're very. Yeah, that's the thing. They're a very small, very great team. They know what they're doing. They're very talented, but they are working off of old assets. At this point, they're working off of asset. They obviously draw from some of the other departments in ArenaNet, but they are a very small, very compact team that are drawing from old assets. And I think
if anything, Chaos Fractal, right?
I think if anything, the next thing we're going to see in the storyline is probably going to be some weird rework of the Scarlet's Madness kind of thing. Why? Because they already have the rewards for that. They only need to re-implement it for something else. They have the code in the system. They just kind of need to update it, and they have the small team. We're not working with anything large, and I think hoping for an Abaddon Fractal would just it is wishful thinking at this point. It would be amazing, but it is wishful thinking.
So would you say then that expecting any new Fractals for the expansion is wishful thinking?
No. I think that they're a very dedicated and talented group of people who will be continuing to make
No. At launch.
Oh no. We're getting one new with the what's it called?
Episode 6.
Episode 6.
Let me just. I feel like that is a huge mistake.
I don't necessarily. I think I have to preface this by saying that I think Mo is very smart. I'm giving him the benefit of the doubt at this point. I think he's very smart in his planning of everything. I think they're holding back a lot of content and a lot of possible content for the coming potential drought after the expansion, right? There's a lot of resources getting locked up or freed up and stuff like that. I think what they want is the episode, the X-Pack, and then they want to catch up again as soon as possible, like those 3 or 4 months after. They need something substantial to go into the game at that point. And even if that's just, we need 3 more months for the next raid, or we need 3 more months for the next living world, they need something else then. And that's Fractals, that's World vs. World Borderlands potentially, that's PvP maps, it's something like that. But they need something. And I'm
agree.
100% sure that Mo knows that he has that tied down.
Yeah, absolutely. I would agree on that. But then sell me the expansion.
Sell you the expansion?
Yeah,
there's mounts. Get your mounts.
Here's the expansion box.
Get your mounts.
What's on the box?
Mounts, man. They got the
mounts,
raptor. You can ride a fucking bunny. Wait, if there's not at least 3 new Fractals at launch, I'm gonna laugh. Well,
Nicky, get your laugh ready.
Wow,
I mean, I agree with Nick.
Break out the fucking nitrous oxide.
Unfortunately,
I
agree with.
TeaTime going on a rant here.
I agree with what Nike is saying, but then what are the bullet points on the box besides mounts?
Wait, Nike.
New story?
That was Nicky, not Nike.
I said Nicky, didn't I?
No, I said Nike. Sorry. Okay, I got confused.
I meant to say Nicky. Brain fart.
You sell the mounts, you sell the new zones.
Yeah, you sell the raid, you've got the new zones, you've got the living story memes that will hopefully get going pretty fast.
I mean, that's not Diablo sold an entire, the Necromancer, not expansion, the Necromancer class for like months and months and months, just that one thing. And now it's actually coming out.
Right, I mean, that's no different from like, hey, we're going to sell Revenant separately.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, true. But you can easily minimalize the whole thing. You have 3. The thing is, they have 3 months to advertise all of this, assuming, right, 3 or 4 months, as Moa said it.
Sure, right. But I'm just saying the bullet points.
The bullet points.
What do you put on the box?
I get like this is the biggest selling point, right? They're selling elite specializations. And mounts. Yeah. Like what? That's all you need, right? What else do you need? What else do you want, Inks?
Drag.
Seriously, what do you want in your expansion?
You look at the back of a box. Let's say we're talking about another game, not Guild Wars 2.
Okay.
Right?
What about World of Warcraft?
You look at the back of the box.
Look at World of Warcraft. How about that as a box?
It says, okay, you're gonna get new legendaries, new legendary weapons, or new special weapons, whatever. You're gonna get new zones. You're gonna get new PvP combat maps, whatever. You're gonna get stuff. Home instance, guild hall, whatever. You're gonna get mounts. You're gonna get new PvE maps. You're gonna get a new PvE story. But I mean, you're gonna get what, a delayed raid probably.
Yeah,
it's not, but it's not a delay. That's the thing. It's not
right. Okay, but so the raid will be on there, but it's not going to start for whatever, which is fine. I don't have any problem with that. I think that's the right way to do it. Even WoW does that now. They delay the release of raids so that people can actually play the expansion.
So, yeah.
Amazing.
Enjoy things. Gear up.
Yeah. That's fantastic. But there's not going to be any dungeons. There's not going to be fractal dungeons.
No, well,
so what
they are?
I
promise you right now.
Materials.
I promise you right now that they are still going to be selling the expansion off of future content. They are going to be saying stuff about there is still coming fractals into the game. There is still coming raids into the game.
That's not going to sell an expansion.
Yeah, I mean,
I would just wait till that content is there.
All they need to do is really just make sure that people understand that this game isn't necessarily dead and it's not going to die after this expansion immediately, because that's their biggest selling point. It's that there is future content coming in. There's always, every 3 months, 4 months, or whatever, there's content coming in, and they have to hit that for the public. It can't just be a close-knit community of knowing that.
Sure. Right. And Mo made a statement that said that, I think it's fantastic that we have this community. It's close-knit, but we need to, advertising dollars is not enough. We need to advertise it to our gaming. We need to get outside of our Guild Wars 2 shell and advertise it to other people. Yeah. And my point is, when you look at a Guild Wars 2 expansion box, people are going to be just scratching their heads a bit and saying, so I'm going to hope that they add stuff afterwards.
So let me ask, what do you want?
I already said exactly what I wanted.
Dungeons, fractals?
I think they should add fractals to the launch of it, at least.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But I mean, really, fractals
are
not a lot of content, though, if you really think about it, though. Fractals are, what, 10 minutes?
Yeah, when you get
10
good.
minutes? I mean, I don't know.
Maybe
introduce
50, 150
out of it.
And fractals are designed to be short and meaty,
One fractal 10-minute max. No, I think your perception is.
But I think like they did with Heart of Thorns, they sold us raids, but the raids just came later.
Heart of Thorns was not super successful.
It was not a good launch.
True, but that I definitely believe that they are going to continue with that method of trying to sell that.
This expansion needs to be way more successful than the last one. I don't know that it's going to look that different from Heart of Thorns.
It probably won't. But I think the determining factor here is the potential way that the community see it. Right? We're more ready for what's to come. We don't know, but we've been promised now that there should be a content flow afterwards. We know there's not going to be a downtime. We know they have proven that time and time again now with the raids that they can make content. It's not necessarily the fucking perfect content. Don't meme about it, guys. But they can make good content, right? And we're going to probably enjoy that. And I think that's kind of the biggest difference between Papaya and Heart of Thorns is that our expectations are very different, and I think the whole waiting period is going to be not as
bad. And as a current player, as a long-term player, I'm generally okay with all of that, but I'm worried about growing the fan base and growing the audience.
But growing the fan base at this point, 5 years into the game's lifespan, is a near impossibility, and it requires not only the communications team at ArenaNet, it also requires the community itself.
Yeah, and I'm not gonna advertise to my friends. My friends quit after HRT. If I tell them, oh, this new shiny expansion is coming with content in 3 months later, they're not gonna buy it. They didn't like the Heart of Thorns launch, they quit. And now I'm going to have to promise them that, oh, if you buy this expansion in 3 months' time, there will be something new and shiny. You can play through the content in 4 days. They played through it in 2 weeks and they quit.
I see your points, guys. I think everyone, I'm not necessarily disagreeing. I'm just trying to be the devil's advocate here.
Sure. No, I understand.
Here's the thing. I was of this opinion. Well, I kind of am of this opinion, right? It's just when you buy the expansion, you're buying it under the understanding that you're going to get stuff down the line, right?
Yeah.
And that's a difficult. It's a difficult pill to swallow to a certain for some people, right? But that's how it is, right? That's how it is. HOT is easily the worst purchase you ever made. There is
I don't know about
way.
that. I mean, I bought.
I don't know, man.
What the hell was the space game that released, Deroir?
No Man's
that
Sky.
That might be my worst buy this year. Last year.
I encourage everyone who's doubting the way this works. Okay, I agree. It's not a good model for kind of getting people into the game because people buy the expansion and they kind of they burn through it all and they go, well, I guess we have to wait for like 3 weeks. But think how much fun you've had with Hawthorns, guys. Seriously.
I don't at all. What's it called? Regret buying Heart of Thorns. I have never.
How many hours you put into Heart of Thorns? Everyone in chat, do it right now. Okay.
But okay.
It is not a bad purchase. HOT is a good purchase for pretty much everyone here. I would say. I would say everyone here. Actually, if you're in the stream, you probably had a lot of fun in HOT.
Nicky just said HOT was a borderline scam for like 1 year.
Just
you genuinely believe that this game is not for you?
Can we try to actually sell what we might think is super exciting about Papaya, instead of being very critical of something that we haven't seen yet?
What I mean, what I would tell is, I would say it's elite specializations, it's new gear types, it's the story and the maps. That I don't know. I'm gonna have a lot of fun playing through them. Maybe I'm sorry, guys. Maybe I'm just too much of a fucking casual. But I'm gonna have a lot of fun playing through the maps, man, and just clowning around with friends with the new elite specializations, man.
You and Deroir are just supreme optimists, and there's nothing wrong with that.
And you know, and that's gonna go in world. Like, come on, we're gonna have fun in World versus World with our new elite specs in PvP. In raids, I mean, think how hard we're going to be able to like melt the raids when they add like these completely broken elite specializations into the game, man. It's going to be fucking great, you know. And then you get the new raid, you get the new fractal, and that's what the best game. That's what the best gameplay is, like raid progression. Like that's the best part of PvE is raid progression. So you got to wait a little bit for it, but you know it's fine. And the new Fractal, it's the best gameplay. It's like playing through it for the first time, just getting into it, dude. I don't know. I don't know what you guys are fucking complaining about. Like, you're gonna have to wait a little bit, but when it arrives, it's gonna be great.
Which one of you
fuckers didn't have fun on raid release? Goddamn clowns! And challenge me.
I did.
Oh my god.
I didn't.
I'm gonna jump in here. Can I market manipulate for a second, just for the fun of it?
Do it.
Apropos something Ink said earlier. New legendaries and stuff. They're definitely gonna try to market the coming legendaries as well.
God,
I mean, first of all, it's one of the reasons why we're getting all the offhand things first, so that they can put out all the great swords and shit once the expansion actually comes out, right? But based off of a single dev response from Lindsay, I think it was, who said, "We haven't forgotten about the Sunlight Electrum ingots."
Right.
Do you know what that means, guys?
What does it mean?
That means legendary trinkets. Buy your platinum, buy your gold,
legendary
buy
trinkets?
your silver.
Wait, what the fuck is that even gonna be? Like, what even is a legendary trinket, dude?
It's stat swappable trinkets.
Yeah, it means that I can stat swap.
You can stat swap your trinkets. Wow.
Really, I've been thinking for a long time, like, how would they actually do? And I think a lot, like back when legendaries in general were being considered to be expanded upon just from the weapons, like years ago, a lot of people were speculating, like, what can they actually do with the trinkets and shit? They can obviously go the easy way out, and they can update the entire AR system and infusion system so that it's tied to the legendary trinkets. I think a lot of people would be sad about that. A lot of people would be angry about that. I wouldn't necessarily disagree with that. But I've seen evidence very, very, very recently, actually, with the newest what's it called outfit, that they're making rings. If you look on the newest outfit on the hands, there's rings on the. No, it's not it's the full fire wraps.
Yeah.
There's rings on them.
Wow.
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 Amazing. Just add an aura to it and you have a good ring.
Yeah, exactly. That means there's actually a visual representation of a trinket in the making somehow. And that is a potential way that they could do it. I don't necessarily think that would be amazing, but it's a possibility.
Well, yeah. All I'm really
saying,
you could like craft a full set. You could craft a full set of legendary trinkets, dude. Oh.
Which does excite me, I have to say.
Yeah.
But here's another thing. Because we have several factors in over, or we need to have several different factors in over the crafting of legendary trinkets, right? One of them will always have to be, given what we've seen at least, will always probably be tied to either a map, the currency of that map, or the living like we're seeing with the Unbound Magic and stuff. The living story things. So potentially we might not see those trinkets actually hit the game before the first living story thing comes out.
Maybe they'll release them with raids.
Maybe
they get the new raid reward.
Could be.
Oh,
could be.
And they do for the
legendary mount though.
I don't think they're gonna put. I don't think they're gonna put more legendary in raids. I think they'll put it somewhere else actually.
Yeah,
because I think
maybe
there's
across
a
all game
bit of a triggering there. Yeah, maybe there's one in each game mode. Yeah, you're right.
I think that raids could see, and Nike talked about this before, and I agree with them, that we could see like a legendary mount or whatever in raids as the big reward.
Wait, what? Sorry?
Legendary mount.
Like some kind of special. Well, when I say legendary mount, I mean a special-looking mount, right? That you can only get. From raids.
I watched that video. Is that
legendary is just a tag for something special.
Mount
right?
skins. So basically,
I'm not sure they're gonna put stuff like that in raids again. Honestly.
You know, raids have to have a special skins and stuff. I say have to. That's the wrong word. It's going to. Raids are going to have special skins and a special reward. I don't think it's going to be necessarily like a legendary armor kind of thing, but I still think that there's going to be something special either waiting at the end of that raid wing or the instance itself, reward-wise.
I think in general, when we're talking about rewards for future raids, we're getting into very speculative, and potentially very dangerous ground for ArenaNet, because they're heading down one of two paths. Either they're gonna make armor much easier to get and all the rewards much easier to get, hiring the magnetite shard cap, you know what I mean, getting to be higher, and the what's it called, the LI that you can get weekly. Stuff like that. They're just going to make it easier, and it's going to frustrate a lot of people. It's going to make a lot of other people a lot more excited for it, and it's going to feel easier. Or they're going to just can everything and introduce something new all the time. Just crazy new things that everyone needs to have, and it's just going to be dangerous, possibly toxic, possibly very destructive for the whole reward structure. But that is, again, very, very...
I don't see the problem with adding a special skin for different game
not
modes
necessarily.
Or whatever.
Skins are just skins. I mean...
Well, I mean, when we're talking about... And so Sugar brought up that, like, they didn't add a special glider for raids currently, and I think that was a mistake of theirs.
They went into the gem store.
It went into the gem store instead.
And legendary back pieces.
Sure, but I think that... I think they missed an opportunity there. It's fairly common in MMOs to have some sort of, special skin for a mount or special type of mount just for completing difficult content, whether it's fractals or raids or structured PvP seasons and so on. And I think that if mounts are the new glider, which a lot of people are speculating they will be, then special skins, which the gem store will be littered with. I think special skins make sense. I think that's underrepresented in Heart of Thorns.
I think to be quite frank, I think a lot of people are potentially misinterpreting the use of the mount system in Guild Wars 2. The thing is, like, it has to be localized masteries for the maps and the areas. it's not going to. I don't believe, at least, I don't believe that it's going to be the next gliding, because I think some of them are too impactful, and I think most of them will be tied to very select areas of the maps, or just maps in general, right? Like we see a mushroom being placed one place, and you can only use it there. So are there going to be stables for the dinosaurs or the jackalopes or whatever the thing is that you need to glide over, fly over, jump over, giant things, or the desolate area, something like that. I don't think that there's any potential for us being able to use the mounts as freely as we are using gliding. Not in
the concept is still sort of the same though, right? On a base level, and that's kind of what I'm sort of saying, is that on a base level that makes because I mean they've already told us legendary armor is not going to happen again, at least not for
a while,
an extremely long time, right? So then what is going to be the new? I mean, it could just be infusions, perhaps, but what is going to be the new thing for raids or fractals? Or I mean, there's going to be a new big reward, right?
It's going to be skins. It's going to be skins.
It's going to be
so
new,
And I feel like, I feel like one of the things that I wanted to see in raids that we haven't seen so far, that we didn't see, was by completing all of the raid achievements, you got a special skin. And I think that could be true. I think they could do something like that for Fractals or a PvP season or whatever the case is. And that's not uncommon to see in other MMOs, right? It's not an original idea in any way, but you know, the first Raid Wing had the eternal title, but you didn't actually have to. You just had to not die on those bosses. Yeah. Like you didn't have to do it in one fell swoop. You could have done it, you know, over
6 million.
Whatever.
Events. Yeah, and that's what they improved upon in the...
Yeah, with the hearts, with the crystalline hearts. You actually have to succeed. You have to kind of succeed.
Right. But, I don't know.
Shouldn't get anything for losing, right, Inks? You should just lose.
Exactly. Yeah. And I realize that is not what the player base wants. I realize that that's not the game that ArenaNet has designed. It's just how I personally feel about the whole losing thing, rewarding losers. But anyway, it's a different topic.
Yeah.
I just worry about selling the expansion to not Guild Wars 2 fans. And I know it's an older game, and I know the older the game gets, the harder the sell that is. But by not having things like dungeons or fractals or fractal dungeons or whatever the hell you want to call them, I think that it becomes a much more difficult sell when you look at games like Rift, which just launched an expansion, Final Fantasy, which just launched an expansion, World of Warcraft, and anything else that's being developed or being released.
Yeah.
I think that is a huge missed opportunity and selling point because you don't have that content prepared at launch. And I'm not talking about raids, because raids have now, for a lot of games, not every game, but for a lot of MMOs, raids are taking the WoW path in that they delay them for 2 weeks so that you can actually experience the content, which I think is a fantastic idea.
I'm completely in favor of that, actually, especially if we're getting elite specializations. I'd much rather have 2 months, 3 months of practice with the new elite specializations, so I actually know what I can use them for, if you know what I mean. And then, like, having tested them in previous things and kind of know how to play them, and then go into the new hardcore shit, and not have to learn how to use the elite spec while I'm fighting the boss.
Yeah, right. And it gives you time. Someone said, and time to gear up, whatever the new stats are going to be, and it lets you get to know your class. It lets you get to enjoy the content at a fairly reasonable pace. It lets you gear up. It lets you do all those things without having to feel. I mean, I've been, I played in when WoW did that a lot, where they launched an expansion and raid was ready right away. I know what that feels like.
It's catching up. It's catching up to content rather than content catching up to you.
Well, it depends how long the gap is going to be as well, right? I mean, suppose they are very well prepared for this stuff and they actually have stuff more or less prepared so they can actually release, say, a raid a month in or something. So, and they say this.
Well,
they
I think
say
it will be.
They say very far in advance that, hey, we have got this PvE content coming up, so you guys better gear up quickly. You guys better learn those classes, learn and figure out the rotations and stuff like that. Figure out those optimal new comps. You've got a month, then we're dropping the raid on you guys. If they have that kind of tempo, then I think you can market the expansion like this. I mean, it's like that, you know, to a certain extent in Warcraft, right? Like, you have to wait to actually get to the raiding, you know? They release it later on.
Yeah, and I think raiding will be fine. I think Guild Wars 2 raiding will be part of the expansion, sold as part of the expansion, just like it was in Heart of Thorns. What I'm talking about is really Dungeons and Fractals and that whole ball of wax. And like what Deroir was saying is the Fractal team appears to be fairly small. So they're only able to work on and release content at a particular pace.
Yeah.
So I don't think, like, let's say if we get a new Fractal in episode 6, which is a possibility, then when is the next Fractal? At the next Living Story release, or much further away than that? Because I don't.
Well, that depends. Because we actually started on the subject and then we kind of derailed it. Or Modremoth started on the topic. The Fractal story. The Fractal story is what's going to be the determining factor for potentially when we're going to see it intertwined with the story in any way, shape, or form. The question right now, as we see it, like we have the Sura dude, whose name I completely forgot right now. What's his name?
Eckhart or something? I don't know.
No.
I don't play Fractals.
Chat, you guys know it. I only play on Nightmare mode, so I don't actually see him anymore. But anyways, the Asura dude.
Ark.
Ark
with 2 Ks is his name. Okay.
Yeah, Ark with 2 Ks.
Goddamn plebs.
Ark is
Ark DPS.
Ark DPS is a peculiar character because he seems to be to have a goal with being in the Fractals, and we don't know what that goal is yet. We have hints. Like the first one, he was trying to build a machine to kind of stabilize and control and mix fractals together to his own will. The next Fractal, we see him having caged up several different fractal entities locked up as if he might be building an ark. But it seems like in the end, what he's after in the Nightmare Fractal, even though it seems like the Nightmare Fractal is his own
creation.
It's his own creation in a sense that he manifested this area. He put a lot of things into it that he already had, and he kind of has to take with him all over the place, like the prisoners, the fractal entities and stuff. But he manifested this place because he needs that particular thing that Scarlet apparently created, which is inherent in the in Enceladus. Yeah. And what that thing is the biggest question at this point. But regardless of anything, we know that it's somehow related to Scarlet, and we might be seeing not necessarily Scarlet, but we could easily be seeing the Scarlet's invasion kind of thing. We don't necessarily have to
before it happens.
Yeah, something tied to that. And how that's tied to it, because we know that Scarlet had a lot of influence or a lot of interest in the dragons, especially like dragon magic and Modremoth in particular. The question is now then, like, what can Scarlet bring to the party which might help us make the dragons potentially, and this is a theory of mine, potentially help us make them docile so that we can control the flow of magic efficiently, so that the dragons aren't a threat anymore, because it's already been established now.
So you mean what Timey did?
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, but probably better. That's the thing.
Ooh, better.
She's already
better than Timey.
Blasphemy.
It's not impossible. Timey is the best. Dude. It's not even possible.
All the hints that we have right now are aiming towards the fact that Timey somehow was able to create a machine out of what Scarlet and what's his face, Omad, had been working on together, right?
Yeah, well, it was Omad's, but anyway, yeah.
But regardless, she was a student of him. Potentially, they could be working on the same thing. Scarlet could potentially be making something greater, and if we see Ark actually go that direct way, where he's trying to solve the same problem as ours in the Fractals, then we might be seeing Fractals getting much more up to speed, much more interesting in their story, much more integrated into everything else that we're actually doing. this is a very crazy theory of mine, a crackpot theory of mine. I'd have to say, but it holds water, is all I'm saying. And if we see, which I'm heavily expecting us to be seeing, if we see something, a new fractal on with episode 6, I think that's going to be a very huge determining factor for what we're going to see in the future, especially with the expansion.
What?
Don't forget that don't forget that that Arena had said that the Fractal story runs parallel to the living story,
which we haven't really seen any conclusive evidence of yet, but we know it to be true.
Right.
Well, I mean, they say that.
Well, they said that, yeah.
No, but yeah, sorry. Go ahead.
I think Ark might, because we get the first fractal in episode 1. That's when the Bloodstone explodes. So I think Ark might have seen that as an opportunity to slip into the mists.
Yeah.
Ooh.
I think he kind of alludes to this in his diaries and stuff, where a huge surge, he uses the words, a huge surge of magic was released right when the Bloodstone supposedly exploded, which allowed him into the fractals. So a huge surge of magic happened, blah, blah, blah. He's in there. That is the only tie-in with the story as far as we see it so far. But then again, we've only had 2 minor episodes. Yeah.
I mean, what I think is going to happen in episode 6 is we're going to find Jormak sleeping, because that's what they said in the episode. We're going to somehow convince Braham to come with us, and then we're going to get a vision from Irene that Balthazar is going into the Crystal Desert. And that's our tie-in.
Oh, and that's the segue, man.
Or Irene just fucks off into the desert.
I am a bit concerned about how they're going to do that, you know? I mean, if it's just pure bullshit, they're just going to pull out their ass. It's just going to be... Oh, okay.
Well, maybe, because we see in the map, we see like where the Brotherhood of the Dwarfs was supposed to be in the new maps. At least I think that's what it's supposed to represent. Maybe we see Irene travel to there and see if something is left there, because Glint has a connection there. Yeah. So maybe that's how we tie into the expansion.
Yeah, you're right.
No, that is a good that is a good theory, Kevin.
They've been building more dwarves.
Yeah, that is a legit good theory. More dwarves.
I mean, my theory is that all the ancient races have something to bring to the table in the fight against the Elder Dragons. So the Forgotten had the ancient races.
Ancient.
I thought
you said Asian. Wow. I was like,
wait, what did you think he said?
Asian.
We're gonna bring a bunch of Asians in. We're gonna fight the Elder Dragons with anime.
Oh my god.
But all these races have something to bring in the fight against the Elder Dragons. So the Mossad have their agony and their jade constructs. The Forgotten have their own constructs. And they know how to cleanse Elder Dragon minions. The Seers made the Bloodstone, so they're the hiders of energy. The Jotun can predict when the Elder Dragons rise, and they can. My personal theory is that they can heat up certain areas, because we see in Bitterfrost Frontier the giant circle, and there's like Jotun things around it. And when you go to like the place where you have to boil the brew, there's Jotun things around it. And then you have, which race do you have left?
The Seers. Wait, did you mention the Seers?
The Seers are the stores of Bloodstone magic.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah. Okay.
Who is the 6th Elder race? Come on,
Wow. And Kevin says he knows about the lore.
I suffer from dementia.
Dementia.
And the dwarves are basically like an expendable army.
Wow.
So the dwarves,
expendable army.
The rock guys.
They have the ritual of stone.
Frogs, Hylek.
Right.
No, Teapot, not gonna talk about
no. Let's not talk about this. The Hylek agenda, guys. Okay. Some people from the stream will understand the in-joke in like the past week that we created. So that's as far as it's going, though.
Yeah. Let's just say the Hyleks have an agenda.
Yeah, they do. The Hyleks have an agenda, guys.
But I think generally that's what we're going to in Guild Wars 2. Like every race is gonna find a certain way to combat the dragons.
I think tying all of the old things into the story might be a big task for the Living Story team, but I don't know. It would be. It sounds great. It does.
I mean, we can't kill the dragons anyway. We got to find a way to put them to sleep.
Yeah, and that's
right?
maybe that's what the dwarves know.
Actually, like, I to a certain degree, I find that to be game-wise, it seems very anticlimactic as a selling point for an expansion. Like, imagine new players or old players coming back to the game for Heart of Thorns and seeing, not to bash Heart of Thorns anymore, I'm sorry, but we're going in rings. But coming back and seeing the fight against the Modremoth at that time and kind of being like, that was kind of weird and stuff. But coming back once more for the Papaya expansion and not getting to slay anything.
It's like putting Sargeras back to sleep at the end of WoW.
That's get bored of fighting you.
That's why we're going to have an epic confrontation with a god or something instead.
No, I mean,
the gods are Elder Dragon minions.
It's probably going to be Balthazar in the story, the actual story, not in the raids.
Because that's what you can fight. And then the dragons are kind of a side meme that just the ongoing thing.
Yeah, the other potential is Palavajoko in general, like just to have some kind of other baddie in there.
Yeah.
I mean, he's got to play a role of some sort, right?
Yeah, it's going to happen. There's no way.
I mean, his bone palace is on the map. So there's that.
I hope they do justice. I hope they do justice to that.
I mean, that will be... Now that, my friends, that will be a raid boss. Okay, let's be real here.
It could actually.
I wish
people would be... I mean,
the rage, the salt, I would... Oh my god, the salt would be...
Amazing.
Amazing, but it would be...
I feel like almost anything you put into the raid, they're not going to be happy that it's there anyway. As far as lore and stuff, unless they make up random sloths to put everywhere, like people would just... You know,
this expansion, giant...
Like if you try and use the floating castle... If you try and use any of the gods, if you try and use Apollo, if you try and use any of those things, any character that had a tie to Guild Wars 1, they're just going to be salty and angry unless there's infantile mode with clouds that they can experience it.
They can kill Balthazar on the raid because they've already destroyed his character to me.
But without memeing about the community, there's actually there's some oddity to having Palavajoko as a raid boss, just map wise, like design wise, because his bone palace is kind of small. It's on the map. I mean, it's not really raid size in any way, shape, or form. It's like Gorsable's arena kind of size.
Maybe it has a underground secret passage.
It's not about the size, it's what you do with it.
Yeah.
There is, however, like going completely into leak territory as well here. There's an oddity. Or there's several oddities with the map in general, or the maps that have been leaked in general. There's this huge expanse, which in Guild Wars 1 they kind of explain it as this is the mines of blah blah blah, and you kind of just have a loading screen and you cross this entire section of dangerous mine without ever going into it, right? We still have that same thing in Guild Wars 2 in the leaked maps, but where's the actual final fight? Because there doesn't really seem to be much dragon influence from Kralkatorrik, and
maybe
there's not really any Balthazar monuments or anything. There is Palavajoko, and then there's this big area in between that's just not accounted for. And then there's a guild hall right above the final map. What is this? I'm sorry, that is the weirdest, absolute weirdest thing I've ever seen.
If that's the final map, I mean.
Yeah, but like chronologically, if you're moving down, I mean, assume from the very start you're like, okay, new expansion, we have this guild, we need a new guild hall, guys. This looks amazing.
Map. It'll be
good. Boom, you're at the last map.
Yeah. Well, you gotta go deep, dude.
Gotta earn it.
You gotta get a proper location for your guild.
And what better place to do it? My theory is that we will not see the dragon like in the zone. We will see it like around the zone. So if you look at the league maps, like the right has dragon corruption. One of the dragon is just lying down, and it's just like Guild Wars 1.
Taking a nap.
Oh,
yeah, just taking a nap.
Spine.
Timmy knocks it out in episode 6, and we just have to go focus on that.
It could be that we preemptively go to Kralkatorrik, right? Have we considered that we preemptively go there to try and
we know he's away.
Sort it out, right?
We immediately go there, we put him to sleep. It's like sing him a bedtime story and then go on.
I'm just saying that maybe that it's not going to be the focus. That the focus is going to be the gods thing, and then you're going to have in the living story is where you deal with the dragons. So you get that big payoff when you get that big payoff on the launch, because that's what we've been basically discussing, right? Is how are they going to get a big payoff at launch of the game,
right?
Like in the opening content payload, if you will.
Right.
You know?
True, but if we're talking about like actual entrance to the map and like how do we actually get there from where we are right now, the most plausible way is that we're just going to take a boat to the Amnu Oasis. That's gonna be it.
That's old school, right?
That's at the very start.
Yeah,
we would have to be going douche, douche, douche.
That would be a really nice tip of the hat to Guild Wars 1, though, don't you think?
Yeah.
Actually,
disappoints me a little bit.
By boat.
Where did the boat originally come from? Where we went to the Crystal Desert with?
Oh God,
what was our entry point?
The
Guild Wars 1.
We were Shiver Peaks. What's the mission that takes you there? I can't remember. Isn't it the
Delta Morphone one?
Wait, what? Oh my God, I can't remember my Guild Wars 1. Was it from?
I want to see the
was it from like a Kryta mission? It was after Riverside Province. You take a boat, the Vizier. Yeah, you have to defend a boat with the Vizier, where you have undead friends.
Oh yeah, I know. I did that mission.
Yeah,
with,
you have to defend a boat, and then he summons you up a boat.
Sanctum K.
Yeah, Sanctum K. There we go. Yeah, there's a mission. Not the Shiver Peaks. Never mind. Fuck that shit.
There's no way we're going through the gate at Ebonok, because that would have been.
Oh, come on! I mean, that's what I want. Rima and Jordan are both saying the same thing that I was thinking, in that we go through the gate at Ebonok. I mean, the way you guys are saying it makes sense too, but I really want to go to that gate.
But the thing is, the only problem with if we assume that there are more maps than what have been leaked, then yes, that would be a potential truth. But if not, then we're just going to go through a gate and we're going to cross hundreds and hundreds of miles in a second.
Yeah, it's good.
Yeah, sure. I
mean, I can live with that if that's we're crossing hundreds of miles in seconds with a boat or a submarine or a portal. I can kind of live with that. If you're going through a gate and you appear at Amnu Oasis, it's just amnesia. I mean, what happened here?
Yeah, what I think is kind of interesting. Like, I think that gate is kind of like the White Walkers in Game of Thrones, where you had that scene in Hearthstone where they tried to close the door down. Because it's mentioned that refugees came through there a long time ago, and since they've stopped going. So imagine the other side of that wall is not a very fun place to be.
I would love to see a map right there, just connecting the two. I don't think that we'll see that in connecting the leaked maps with the Ebonok. But that either has
like a living story size map, right?
Yeah, but that either has to be no. It's way bigger. It either has to be a super long map.
Yeah.
Or it has to be, or it's two stacked on top of each other. It is a humongous distance.
It didn't seem that big to me.
It's
I've heard that before.
It's almost two Ebonhog stacked on each other.
Holy shit, dude.
Yeah,
that's the distance between Ebonhog and the Amnu Oasis. Kind of what's that map called?
I guess I'm misremembering.
Elon Highlands, I think it's called.
No, that's further down. What's it called?
The Elon Highlands are the highest.
The Crystal Highlands. That was the
Crystal Highlands.
That's the map.
Either way, I want to go through the gate.
Yeah, me too. I mean,
if they want to go through the gate and have a cinematic.
If we look on the leaked map, and nothing is obviously final in any way, shape, or form, there is a road or river pointing in that direction, like upwards. But again, yeah.
That's actually where I want episode 6 to take place, but I feel like episode 6 is going to be
in the north.
Well, I think probably in the north, but I think it's going to be a world tour kind of thing where we talk with a lot of different people, and then the map is in the north.
I think it will end at the rear, and we will find either Irene gone or Irene giving us a vision.
You're actually right. It might end right there. I mean, there might be a map in the Shiver Peaks, but it might end in Tarir.
I mean, that's what they did with...
that or Irene has to come to us, because apparently she can do anything and everything. I mean, illusions and fucking teleporting all over the place, getting stuck in walls. I mean, she's the perfect NPC.
Well, no, Time is the
pinnacle
NPC.
Of design.
Oh, yeah. She's just...
the pinnacle of design.
Irene is her pet.
Oh, yeah. Oh yeah.
Yeah.
But yeah, that's the maps in general.
I mean, that I'm excited for. I just worry about, as we talked for 2 hours or so, about the selling it to non-invested players, the expansion.
Yeah. Yeah. I mean, that's... we'll have to see if they're able to deliver on it, you know?
Instead of levels, we have elite specialization, so that will be on the box. Like, unlock the...
Yeah.
How high are we fucking?
And if you're a new player, there is a certain level of progression to that as well. You know, I mean, I mean, everyone here is basically going to insta unlock it, right? But
let me just get my World v World tokens.
We're gonna have to find a new way to grind mastery XP.
Yeah.
Because it's not gonna be Maguma.
You can't just abuse it with
we can't just
chests,
go to raids or the chest or anything.
Yeah.
Just my plan.
I mean, there'll be something like the spider farm, right? There's going to be something like this. Someone will find something like the spider farm, and you'll just.
Don't worry, I'll be on it immediately.
Yeah.
What about
we'll have all the content done in
I'll find you. I'll find you.
Deroir's going to have it down on day one, man.
Yeah. Definitely.
I'll be on the second story step, and Deroir will be done. So it'll be
fully beat all of it. Yeah, the little Flame XP farm, exactly. Do you think they're going to add more core Tyria masteries?
No.
Nope.
No?
It was an afterthought to begin with, and I think it's going to stay that way.
So is this going to be Heart of Sand masteries?
Yeah.
Heart of Sand.
Heart of Papayas.
Crystalline
Sand in your pants.
Crystalline Papayas expansion.
I want there. Speaking of papaya, for anyone not knowing, apparently, as far as we know, papaya is the code word, the internal code word in ArenaNet for the new expansion. So speaking of papaya, I actually really want there to be a papaya food. And I want that shit to be meta.
Everyone's running around with papayas?
Yeah, that would be amazing.
That would be good.
They should have a new build. They should have a new building for the guild hall as well. Something related to.
Oh yeah, that would be good. Yeah, that would be good. Some kind of new bonus, because I mean, a lot of people have maxed out right at this point. So
I mean, even I have almost maxed out my guild, and I'm alone on this.
Wow.
So Partial Eclipse says that. Do you think a clear timetable when they announce Expect 2 will help? So expansion release date, new raid half month later, living story season 4 plus new Fractal half month out.
This is actually the most important thing. Like if they can nail that down and actually get a release schedule going, it will actually get people to stick around, because they'll be preparing, they'll be hyping for it. If they just say nothing and we've got no idea when anything's going to happen, then people are going to quit. I mean, look at Heart of Thorns, right? People just drift away. But if they do actually get a schedule down, and they do communicate and let us know well in advance, not just 2 weeks in advance, when things going to happen, it's going to make players stick more and get more invested in it and get hyped and get prepared.
I think that ArenaNet internally has that, but I don't know that Mo is too happy about communicating that. Yeah. He likes, his style seems to be that he will talk about it when it's released. Not even when it's ready, but when it's literally released, then he'll talk about it.
I think,
and
I think what we'll actually see is not necessarily a complete roadmap for when the X-Pack launches. I think what we're going to see is Mo is going to say, in 3 months, like potentially, if we're lucky, there's going to be a set date where he's going to be, at this date, we are going to be releasing the next thing. They're not necessarily going to say what or any specifics. They're just going to say, yeah, we're doing something very, very shortly. Stick around. It's not all just a sleeping dragon. Or putting a dragon back to sleep.
Yeah.
Well, with HOT, they kind of ended it with the cliffhanger of going to Deroir. Do you guys think that was exciting, or do they need something more exciting? Like Krokotoric dies and you see Palo a joke absorbing his energy.
I think it's actually a cliffhanger.
They're I mean, how they operate with everything nowadays, apparently, with every episode, is there has to be a cliffhanger. We're never gonna not get a cliffhanger in any episode. Anything. That's just how they work. So the question is, how do they tie that? How do they tie the story, the X-Pack story, into the living story, which we apparently have been leaked, more spoilers here, to be the rest of the Elonian Desert, I believe. So it's just going to expand downwards. And here's one for all you crazy fanatics and what's it called? Tinfoil hats. Tinfoil hat people. We're getting closer and closer to Kantha.
Wow.
That's a meme face.
That's the next one on the next one down the line, right?
Yeah. I mean, if we're going downwards, we're going to Gandera. We're going to the half moon. What's it called?
City.
What's it called? It's fortress or something.
Crescent. I don't know.
Something. Yeah. Crescent moon. Something. We're going down that way. We're only an underwater dragon away from Kantha, guys.
Yeah.
In
case of emergency,
the underwater dragon is really a turtle. We just ride his back to Kantha.
That would be cool.
He's totally a turtle.
Yeah.
Must be a turtle.
Yeah.
Turtle dragon.
Well, I think I don't know. Well, kind of going back to the release schedule thing a little bit. I think as long as they give us some good notice that something's going to happen, I think it's actually fine. You know, I don't think we have to necessarily know exactly what it is going to be. I think it would be a good thing if we knew what it was kind of. What it would be, kind of the general, like, say what game mode, right? I like that would be like, okay, like, so we know it's PvE, PvP, or World vs. World. Haha, World vs. World releases, lol. But you know what I mean, right? Or you know, it's a living story. It's gonna be a fractal or a raid or something like that. Or you know, maybe you could make it more general. But as long as it's like that, so people can actually kind of build up a little bit of hype for it, I think that's gonna be very, very good for the game. You know, I think Definitely. As long as they get a good. We just need to know ahead of time. Like I'm not gonna like word salad here. It needs to be ahead of. We need to know a good chunk of time in advance, so people can start getting hyped and keep the train going, and so people know that something is gonna happen, right? It's ridiculous to say that people go, oh well, dead game.
That's over now.
But people do dead game, and they go, oh yeah, fucking nothing's happened, and we've heard nothing. We've heard nothing, even though they know that eventually something's gonna happen, obviously, right? But you know, it's not how people operate. They need the breadcrumbs. Breadcrumbs, dude.
I just want to address something in chat real quick. The concept art of that Hydra dragon was supposed to represent Scythan rising out of the ground. It's not supposed to be anything new. It was just concept art for Scythan. For Scythan's the threat that Scythan represented. It was the flooding of the first Lion's Arch. There's not gonna be a Hydra dragon. It's not gonna. Lion's Arch is not gonna get fucked again.
I've never heard that before, but it kind of makes sense, I guess. I mean, he didn't really raise from the sea that way, but
all that hype
concept, you know.
Nah, but it was a concept.
It's like you tell an artist that the rising of a dragon flooded an entire city. He's gonna draw you that
concept. Yeah, I get it.
I mean, I'd love if they fucked up Lion's Arch again, because it looks terrible.
Yeah, but then again, I don't mind
destroy the octopus.
I don't mind the lobster being there as long as they don't spend any more time building more lobsters.
No, it's great, right? Because now they can have, you know, the depressed lion god or whatever, who's just looking at the plans. Now they can have her have her glorious time and rebuild the next one without the lobster.
Yeah. Yeah, but I don't mind the lobster being there.
Rebuilding it is just another map that we don't get.
Yeah, Ziggy is making like a bit of a meme point here, but seriously, this is so true, man. Like the leaks have actually made people so hyped because they actually know that something's gonna happen, right? The leaks. I know it's obviously very stressful for ArenaNet, but legitimately the leaks are extremely good for the hype of the expansion, right? If people saw all this shit, they were going crazy because this is this is gonna be great, man. Like the leaks are. It almost makes you think that they kind of did it deliberately, right? It's just no, they didn't do it deliberately, but someone who likes the game did it. It wasn't like a fuck this game. It was we're gonna build.
No, because if it was fuck this game, they would have just released all of it. They would have released videos of every single elite spec.
Yeah, but
if they could get access to that, because there has been videos of elite specs.
They don't have. They definitely don't. All of the testers don't have access to everything.
No.
I guarantee you that. There's more to come than what we've seen.
Well, the things that were shown in the leaks should have been split, in my opinion. It shouldn't have been. If you can show off every elite spec.
except for the Ellie though. That came much later.
The Ellie came later, but it was probably done by.
Look at this image. Look at this image.
That is great.
Are those my old orange headphones?
That
Yeah.
is amazing, dude.
I'm gonna save this.
Okay,
Save.
okay, guys, how many clovers does Rima get for this? How many?
10,000.
What is that?
Teapot
I
a
don't know.
million, and then he can give them to Julia, and she has to wear a catsuit.
A million clovers?
Oh,
No, that's insane. I don't even know what the gold standard is for the clovers, but I think that's a lot.
They do nothing.
Oh,
Teapot
okay.
never has
No,
his.
the clovers are one clover.
One. Oh, okay.
2 million.
No,
clovers?
that is a great meme. He deserves a lot of whatever that currency is.
Kind of looks like the Elvish girl streaming Guild Wars 2.
Do I actually like how do you get clovers by watching, right?
Yeah.
How do I check how many clovers you have? Do I actually have some?
Do exclamation mark
Exclamation
clovers.
mark
Yeah.
Exclamation mark clovers.
well done, Rima. Well done.
You've got 8,200.
Is that a lot?
No.
Well, I mean, that's a good
I don't
chunk.
know.
That's a good chunk. I
Okay.
mean, Sugar Wraith, who is the best viewer, has 255,000. So
Jesus fucking Christ.
yeah, I don't know.
I
That's
have
kinda addictive.
9,900.
yeah.
Holy shit. Okay. I see the comparison here. A lot of people have like 50,000,
Yeah.
20,000.
People have got
Yep.
a lot of clovers.
That's
They're
kind of
cheating.
okay. I'm a poor man
They're
here.
cheating to get
I'm a
that
poor
many
man in this
clovers.
in this stream. I can see that.
Yeah, you've not got a lot of clovers, man.
Deroir is also not a sub. That's true.
Subs
yeah,
get extra.
subs get extra clovers.
Ooh,
Subs
okay,
today,
that makes sense.
Mighty
Sell
Teapot.
out as hell, dude. Easy.
I've never
shill.
subbed to anyone. How do I sub?
Wow.
I mean, I click the sub button, but
that,
job.
that is how you do it. Yeah.
You've done it.
Congratulations, you
Yeah.
win.
Nice. Clover Lords.
Wow, that-
Yeah, you can. There's
it's crazy.
There's a site where you can see all the clovers. Amazing stuff.
Yeah.
Anyone got any closing thoughts? Except follow Emma Minx on Twitter.
I'm very, very excited for the papaya.
Yeah, me too.
Episode,
I'm hyped,
episode
man.
6 is going to be everything from episode 6 and onwards is going to be an absolute hype fest for me.
Oh yeah. Oh yeah.
Fucking.
I'm gonna
like,
hype as fuck, dude.
It's gonna be a great summer of just sitting here with not PTSD, fucking lust for more hype.
Withdrawal.
Yeah, withdrawal. That was the word.
Yeah.
Thank you.
It's gonna be good.
English
No,
is
it
great.
is. It's gonna be goddamn hype, and everyone in chat, you're gonna help me hype as well.
Yeah.
We'll make Guild Wars 2 great again with Guild Wars 2 Papaya. Okay.
Let's just say, Teapot, I'm looking forward to Gamescom for multiple reasons.
Ooh. Nice.
You what
lead.
now? Wait, can you repeat that?
I'm looking forward to Gamescom for multiple reasons. I hope they give someone the microphone again. Somebody in the crowd.
I hope they give it to you, Kevin. Okay?
Yeah.
I really hope they give it to you.
I
Let me tell you about this
Wait.
Heilig agenda.
am sad that I will
Are you
not be
are you
at
gonna
Gamescom.
be at Gamescom?
Yes.
Kevin is at Gamescom.
Everybody's going.
Everyone's
That's gonna be
going.
fucking-
Yeah, like everybody I talk to.
I
like,
know
yeah,
you're
I'm
there
going
right
Gamescom.
now.
Yeah.
Right? You're at Gamescom.
I'm going too.
Yeah. Nice.
Feels bad, man.
Everyone in chat, come party
I
with
live
us.
on the wrong side of the world. Feels bad.
Everyone get over there, guys. It's gonna be
Speaking of,
a giant clown fiesta.
we need to fucking do something, like just cluster together, do something
Yeah.
crazy.
Well, we're all gonna be there. It's gonna be a giant clown fiesta.
How long are you? No, we can talk.
Yeah,
about
I
that.
just live in like
We'll
the
talk about
worst
that a little
place.
But yeah. All right.
I live in the worst place. I'm not close to PAX West. I'm not close to Gamescom. I'm close to nothing.
Feels bad, man.
Start your own Gamescom.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Your
start my own.
backyard. Come show your games here. I'll
get
give you
some-
a fucking pop soda.
Oh boy.
You guys want to get some shill action going? Let's okay. Kevin,
Chill action.
you actually do things, don't you? Know?
Yeah.
You do. I believe roleplay videos.
Yes. I
Do
go
you-
to
do you wanna-
Goldshire.
Do you want to tell us a little bit about that? Maybe a little bit about that. How you steal my editing style.
Oh yeah. I stole Teapot's editing style and software, and now I'm making videos, and there will be one coming tomorrow if I'm not fucking lazy.
Wow.
So-
That's my
lazy.
life.
There we go. You can click on the link. Subscribe
Yeah,
to
click the
Keemstar.
link.
I don't know. But yeah, in the top
I'm
right,
not
it is
sure.
Deroir. People love your hair, man.
It is I.
Tell us
It is
why
I.
we should love your channel as well.
Because of the hair. Always just because of the hair. I'm not okay. This time around, I'm not gonna promise that I'm actually gonna have a video up because last time I didn't even hold up to that.
Feels bad.
So yeah, it's actually a really funny. I'm gonna make it short, but it's a kind of weird story. I wrote this entire script about Balthazar, and I was really excited for it, putting it out. And then I was like, the next episode is probably coming right around the corner, and all of this is kind of weird, and maybe I'll just shelve that for a second. So I shelved it, and I kind of just started working on another one, which is better.
Okay, a better video.
Yeah, it's coming out someday.
Okay. Well, subscribe to Deroir for that, guys. You guys better get fucking hyped. Okay.
I like talking about lore and World vs. World.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. Be sure to go and watch the previous Deroir time to see some really good comments. Read the comments, man. Yeah, it's really good.
The comments were brutal. Jeez.
Comments were...
Deroir's channel is like the expansion. Subscribe to Deroir because he might release content at some point in the future.
I love you, dude.
All right. And still here, persevering with us, unlike Bootsper or Brazil, who have abandoned tea time. It is MMO Inks.
Well, Bootsper is off touring the world.
Yeah, traveling
from exotic locations. That's weird. Yeah, it must be nice to be Boots, I guess.
All that Minecraft YouTube money.
Yeah, that Minecraft roleplay YouTube money is paying for the holiday.
Boots is on world tour holiday vacation. I don't know what Locke is talking about. Yeah, I don't know. So I'm still having computer issues, unfortunately. I'm hoping to have most of that fixed by August, and then I can get back to making videos and doing the stuff that I used to do. Until then, it's going to be kind of slim pickings because when I go to record a video, it will just crash. The graphics card will crash, and so I can't really get footage, and rendering is kind of out of the question. So it's kind of tough going it's kind of tough going at the moment.
You need to sell your channel, man. Come on.
Yeah. I mean, it's
follow
hard
him on Twitter.
It's hard to sell when there's not going to be a whole ton of content for a little while, unfortunately. But that's the situation we're in. I think most people here probably already know the situation, I would say. So yeah.
Subscribe anyways.
So subscribe anyway.
Follow on Twitter. MMO Inks.
For future content released at a later date. Just like Guild Wars 2.
There we go. Okay.
Roasted.
And the main man himself.
It's me.
Teapot.
Yeah. It's me. Everyone follow the stream, guys, and don't follow MMO Inks on Twitter, dude. Follow me on Twitter instead, and you can find that at twitter.com/MMOinks.
You can only follow one person at a time.
Yep.
So
you can only follow. Yeah. It really is. You can only have one. Because otherwise, it's just gonna get cluttered, isn't it? You can't just follow loads of people. That would just be silly. Yeah. Okay. But yeah, follow the stream, subscribe on YouTube, and watch all the other tea times. It's amazing. They're all great, guys. Like all the tea time it's great content. And if you really like me, you can subscribe as well. Okay, you can just press that subscribe button, become a legendary insight, become a delusional elitist, just like me, and you're gonna have a great time, dude. Okay, it's as simple as that. It's gonna make you do more DPS. Okay, it's gonna get rid of those annoying ads. You don't even mean you've already got ad block, but never mind. You know, you can role play as if the ads have just disappeared. Like wow, suddenly I see everything.
Wow.
But yeah, and you get the emotes as well. It's all good, guys. But yeah, that's it for us. Become one of us, exactly. Become one of us, and we'll see you guys later. The bot will post the links again.
Bye.
And yeah, enjoy the rest of your existence without tea time. Okay, it may be difficult, but you have to try. Okay, thanks for watching, guys. Goodbye.